Hi, I'm Allie from Berlin Travel Tips, and today I want to show you how to get from the Brandenburg Berlin Airport into the center of the city. The first thing I want you to do while you're still at home before you get here is download one of the transport apps. There are several you can use. My example uses the BVG Far Info app. And I'm going to give you a quick look at how the app works so you can figure out a route from the airport to wherever your hotel is. And then I'm going to take you to the airport and show you what it looks like so you know how to get to the train and get into the city easy and cheap. Okay, so now we're looking at the trip planner screen. So you can see I've got the starting point and the destination with those green and red arrows. And that's where you're going to put in the airport and then whatever train station you're going to, or you can even put in the address of your hotel. Also note Flughafen, that is the word for airport. But if you just type in airport, it knows that that's the Flughafen, so you don't have to remember what the German word is. You see this arrow pointing at depart now. If you know you want to leave in an hour or whatever, you can change that time. Or you can change it to be arrive by. Doesn't really help you when you're getting from the airport, but for future trips. Then you get another screen that shows you a handful of route options. Some of them are one train and some of them involve having to make a switch somewhere. If you're nervous about using the public transport system, I definitely recommend taking one of the options that does not involve a switch, even if it takes a little bit longer. Like the S9 takes 47 minutes, which is slower than the option below it that has the FEX train plus an S-Bahn. But if you don't have to make any changes, it's probably worth a little extra time to avoid the hassle. You can also see underneath each of those trains, there's a little bit of information. It tells you how long it takes, it tells you if there's a change or not, and then there's a price. Okay, so I've clicked on one of the routes, and then it goes to another screen where you can see more details about that one route. So you can see here RE8 towards Wismar Bahnhof. That is the end destination of that train, so you know which direction it's going. And then underneath, you can see that it takes 30 minutes, that there's 3 stops. On the side, you can see the platform number. So in the airport, you're looking for platform 2, and then when you arrive at Friedrichstrasse, it's platform 4. And then at the bottom there, again, you can see that it's €4. If you do have to take a route that involves making any changes, this is what you're going to look at. You can see the FEX train going towards Berlin Hauptbahnhof, and you have to get out at Ostkreuz, and that's where you make your switch. And you're going to change to this S5 S-Bahn. If you're buying a ticket in the app, this screen on the left is showing you a single ticket, €4. It shows you the fare zone for Berlin ABC, and it starts at the airport. And then you were going to click that yellow button at the bottom where it says proceed to means of payment. And you can do Apple Pay, credit card, PayPal. Don't worry about the SEPA thing. That's for bank account transfers, so don't worry about that. So when you go into settings, you can see your account info in here. Your email at the top, I've got mine blacked out. And then there's this means of payment button. So you go in there and put in your payment info so that you're just ready to go when you get to Berlin. Now that you understand the app a little bit better, I want you to put in your starting point as the airport and your destination as your hotel address and see what routes it gives you. And then take screenshots. And then when you get to the airport, it's going to be so much easier. Now I'm going to go to the airport and show you what it's like. So now I'm at the Berlin airport, and I'm going to show you how to get from the arrivals area through the airport and down to the train platforms so that you can use public transport to get into the city. So once you've collected your luggage, you're going to walk through some doors that put you out to, all the people with the signs who are picking people up in private cars and whatever. And look up and you'll see these signs in the airport that show you how to get around. If you look at the bottom corner of that sign, you'll see the little train icons. Just keep following those trains through the airport. As you're getting closer to the trains, you'll start seeing train departure boards. So I'm going to show you what this means. All the way to the left, those are the departure times. The next column over is the train number. So you'll see some of those match up with the screenshots I was showing you earlier. There's the FEX, which is the airport express train. There's the S9, which is one of the S-Bahns that goes through the center of the city. A few down from that is the RE8. That's one of the regional trains that goes from the airport into the city. So this is why I want you to know what your train route options are before you ever even leave home. Because you can then look at this board and know the one or two or even three trains that are options for you. Find your train number and then find the platform number, and you don't have to worry about figuring out the rest of this. Because that column underneath the clock is the destination, the end station on that train. And it's easy enough when you see Berlin, but there's one here that says Wismar, and you might not know where that is or how that relates to where you're going, but that's actually one of the trains that goes through the middle of Berlin that could be a really good option for you. It does show you in the middle of that board some of the intermediary stops, but that's still not super helpful. It was only listing 2 or 3 stops for each of those trains. So again, download the app, put in airport to your hotel address, take screenshots, make sure you know which trains go to where you're going, and then you can look at this and find out when the next one leaves that you can use. And then you look at the platform number all the way over there to the right, and that's it. As you go down the escalators, look around for these ticket machines. There's quite a few of them. They're bright red. It's kind of hard to miss, so if you don't see them in front of you, turn around and look behind you. Okay, so if you need to get a paper ticket, go here, and you can see the languages at the bottom. You can switch that to English. Okay, and then to get into the city, you need an ABC ticket. So single ticket, ABC. You can get a 24-hour ticket if you know you're going to keep traveling for a while. Discount rate is for kids, so if you have any kids that are 6 to 14, that's what you get for them. So if you're an adult, you pick that. And then it wants your money, and you just hit pay. And that's that. And then over here, you have options for credit card and cash. So it's really easy. If you get confused, sometimes there are some Deutsche Bahn employees in these red vests. For some reason, they put these feet on the floor to sort of show you to the train, but they don't show up until you're on the platform. If you're already at the point where you see these feet, you also see the trains.